Alright, Cody. I'm not sure why I'm putting myself through this again, but we have another video coming out. We have a new army. I need you to tell me about the Necrons. I need you to remember what the term high flyover means. Can you do that for me?
Oh, absolutely, Dave. I know it sounds like a simple question at first, but first we have to consider the differences in the Necrons from when they first showed up versus their newest codex, which completely changed their history.
Aren't we doing it off this codex?
Well, it kind of has elements of both, so it's really important that we...
Are we doing it off this codex?
Well, of course, we got the flyer here, which that didn't exist prior to the newest codex.
But you're going to tell me the whole thing, aren't you?
You see, Dave, the Necrons started as a race called the Necron. Now, the Necron were extremely short-lived because of the cancers that littered their body, because of the sun they orbited.
That would do it.
Now, you see, they ended up contacting what is basically a star vampire.
Did you just say the term star vampire?
Yes.
Is that a technical term or is that your term?
No, that's the actual term. They basically...
They paid someone money to come up with the term star vampire.
Yes.
I need that job.
Just shards of them were kept, make them hang
like in the Fifth Element?
They offered them the ability of biotransference, where they would move into metallic bodies that would never age, that would never die. Well, immortality.
I guess that would be great, depending on your marriage.
Deathbringer was up above, sucking the souls as people were dying and being transferred into the machine bodies.
Okay.
Now, of course, it takes a lot...
Oddly, that actually makes sense.
So, then a great war was fought between the Necron, now known as the Necrons.
Did they hire a marketing department to come up with the new name, or just one day they woke up and said, we're Necrons now?
No one knows. And it was 40,000.
In other words, the writer that day had a date and was like, screw it, they're Necrons.
Feeding the old ones, they're the ones that made the orcs, the Eldar. Actually, a lot of the laces still around today were made by the old ones in response to battling against the Necrons. You see, the Necrons and the Ceton didn't like that the great old ones pretty much had immortality and everything that they were denied.
To be honest, I lost you at... I don't even know. I didn't get like half of what you said. If the Emperor of the Necrons and the Emperor of Mankind met, like who outranks who?
Well, they're completely different species, Dave. We already covered this.
No. I'm saying, if the President of the United States meets like anyone, he outranks them because we're Americans. How about mankind versus aliens?
He actually had all these codes that allowed him to control the other Necrons, ensuring their loyalty.
Convenient.
He realized how his people had been enslaved, so the Necrons actually rebelled against the star vampires.
Shocking.
That was... the big Necron units. They stood about this tall. They go around the battlefield killing all kinds of stuff.
About this tall, you're saying?
Well, about that tall.
The old units, they stood about this tall. I listened to all your stuff and I make one point. The Fifth Element was a good movie. Can't you at least say yes?
Dave, we're talking about
Can't you at least say yes?
They are actually what we now call tomb worlds. They are the worlds...
Tomb worlds?
Tomb worlds. Yes.
I recognize that from the script. Now we're getting somewhere.
Some of these worlds were destroyed in interstellar cataclysms, meteor strikes, black holes, supernovae. That's why we're now seeing more and more advanced and thinking Necrons than we did in the past editions.
So it was like in X-Men 3, where Magneto was like, in chess, pawns go first. That was the best X-Men right there. The Brett Ratner one.
The Necrons are now waking up and wanting to take back their stuff. So all of these species that like it could be their home world suddenly get told, leave. And they're like, why do I have to leave? I've always been here. This is our world.
They're like, no, you leave.
Yeah, you leave.
You know what I like in the Fifth Element? Is when he's driving the cab and then they shoot at him and he's like, you want to play soft? We can play soft. You want to play hard? I like that part. So let me get this straight. They've been asleep for like millions and millions of years.
Yes.
And they wake up and they're suddenly already kicking ass?
Yes.
That's crap. I sleep for like 10 hours and I don't even know where I am.
A lot of us are waiting to see what happens with that because I think that's going to be pretty cool if it actually shows up.
Bated breath. Fingers crossed.
the little doorway in the front can actually suck in enemy units and just banish them to another dimension.
Is it like in Star Trek where they got banished to that dimension with like the chicks who like to have sex?
No.
Sign me the heck up. Go ahead and send me to that dimension. Have you been there?
No, I have not.
Has anyone who's been there come back?
Well, there's a similar thing called a tesseract.
No. I asked a question. Has anyone who's been there come back?
Not that I know of.
It's because there's chicks there having sex with them. Necron drop.
We need to end it there.
Yeah, I think that's